everything new in Madden 21 franchise. And why did I pick the freaking Titans as my team, dude? They pissed me off last night.
Eat corn and get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas. Eat your corn. Love your corn. But you need to get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas.
But yes, today my dude's going over everything new in Madden 21 franchise mode, the brand new update which did come out yesterday. And yeah, I know I made a video on the update, but I didn't go over every little thing. I just kind of tested everything out to look at it kind of at face value. But today we go in depth at every little thing that did get added, and we'll also go over the things that are supposed to come the next franchise update. But with that said, hopefully you guys do enjoy today's Madden 21 in-depth research video, and if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. Also guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because if and only if we do hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, we're going to be doing a massive next generation console giveaway to my subscribers, and subscribers only. 3 next gen consoles being given away to my subscribers. But that's if and only if we do hit that million mark by the end of the year. So to make sure to take that millisecond out of this, click that subscription button if you haven't. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't, because you can unsubscribe after, like, have a chance to win a free goddamn $500 console, even if you hate my guts. So, like, what do you have to lose? But with that said, my dudes, before we get into the in-depth Madden 21 franchise research video, let's take a quick listen to a word from today's sponsor. I would like to give a massive shout out to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Look at them, I just got back from the gym. Guess what I was wearing the entire time? My Raycons. You guys know I love my Raycons. Like, they've been awesome here on the channel. I literally wear these every single day. They sound great, they're discreet, they look awesome. Like, they're literally the best earbuds I've ever had. Raycon, a company founded by Ray J. You'll see a ton of celebrities sporting the Raycons, like Cardi B, like Snoop Dogg, like Mike Tyson. You can get your Raycons in a variety of different colors and patterns, and also has a variety of fit options, so you can find the one that fits perfectly for you. Why else is Raycon great? Because their earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market. And even being half the price, they sound just as great as some of the other top audio brands you may know. Raycons make a great holiday gift because it's something they can use every day for work or for play, at home or on the go. Raycon's earbuds give you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, and a more compact design to give you a nice noise isolating fit. And now, my dudes, is the time to get your Raycons, because for a limited time and a limited time only, you get the best prices of the year for Raycons. For a limited time, you can either click the link in the description box below or go to buyraycon.com/RBT. That's buyraycon.com/RBT to get 20% off your Raycon purchase. Once again, that's a limited time, so make sure to do it fast. Link in the description box below. Once again, shout out to Raycon for sponsoring today's video, and guys, go take advantage of that deal while you can. So first thing, really quickly, gonna go over the few things that we did go over yesterday, and then we'll get into the rest of the things. First thing I do want to go over is finally the freaking statistics that we're able to see, the career statistics at that, for each and every player. I do think there are some bugs, like for Derrick Henry. If we go to his stats, we should be able to see, yeah, it's goddamn bugged when I started the video. Looks like Derrick Henry's been a Houston Texan his entire career. Let's go some random guy like Alex Erickson. We go to his stats and contract, career stats. It looks like he's been on the Bengals every single year of his career. So at least that, at face value, does look correct. Now, why don't we try out Ryan Tannehill? He's a player that played for the Dolphins. He's played for the Titans now, obviously. So let's make sure it's correct here. I didn't even notice yesterday that there was any glitches in the career stats menus. But this is new, obviously. You've been able to see players' career stats as obviously... Well, why does every Titan say they played for the Texans? But as you can see, obviously, from this menu, there's some glitches that I gotta fix. But you're able to see a player's stats from each and every season in his career, what teams they played for, the yardage, touchdowns, interceptions for quarterbacks. Is it every single player for the Titans that says when, like, they played for the Titans was the freaking Texans? So stats and contracts, yeah, I guess it's just completely bugged. Every Titan apparently was a Texan. I wonder if it's the flip side for the Texans player. So Brandon Cooks, to say he played for the Titans in his career, no. So this is correct. He played for the Saints, played for the Patriots, played for the Rams, and now he's with the Texans. So at least they have most of this correct. If there's any more glitches like this, like teams like the Titans that show that they're not playing for the Titans, they're playing for the freaking Texans in their career, Let me know in the comment section below because that's pretty freaking interesting. Last but not least, why don't we go ahead and check out Mr. Thomas Brady. We'll also go ahead and show you the next thing they did add in Madden 21 franchise mode in the latest update. So once again, obviously, we'll be able to see every single year in Tom Brady's career, his career stats. Most touchdowns in the year was in 2007, 50 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Can we see rushing yards for Tom Brady? What's the most rushing yards he got in an entire season? 110 yards in 2002. Most rushing touchdowns he's got in a season in his career, he got 4 in 2012. What's his longest run of his career? Tom Brady's longest run is 22 yards. That's actually freaking hilarious back in 2006. So that's funky. But now, the next thing they did update to Madden 21 franchise mode is the customization of Superstar X Factor abilities. So literally all you do is go to a player like Tom Brady that has a Superstar X Factor, scroll over to the Abilities tab, and from here, you can just click on the ability and choose whatever freaking X Factor that you want to. If I want to have Truz on Tom Brady where he never fumbles, if he rushes the football, we put Truz on Tom Brady. And every single ability as well. And obviously some are going to be unlocked because only certain archetypes get certain abilities. He can't get Escape Artist either, but that would be funny to give Tom Brady Escape Artist. He has Set Feet Elite here. The ones that can't get Agile Extender and Fast Break right here. But when I have No Look Deadeye, I can put it on him. Hot Route Master, I don't want it. I want Spin Cycle on Tom Brady. So one thing I do want to test out really quick is if I wanted to go ahead and give Tom Brady Escape Artist, let me go ahead and edit his ratings up to where he's a 90 overall archetype for Improviser. So we got up to an 87 overall Improviser now. If we go ahead and make his throw under pressure and break sack higher, that should bring it up all the way, right? Yeah, he's a 94 overall Improviser now. So if that's correct, what we should do is be able to go into Tom Brady's abilities, go over to the final one, and we should now be able to put Escape Artist on. So I love it. We can actually freaking update players' abilities in franchise mode. One thing I did find out, though, that kind of sucks, is you have to do this in a franchise. You still can't edit abilities outside of franchise mode. Like if you're trying to make an offline roster that other people can download, you still can't edit it there. Hopefully they fix that in the future, but at least this has now been updated in Madden 21 franchise mode. Now, last thing I do want to go over that I did go over yesterday quickly is the new and improved playoff bracket. In the playoff bracket, simply, it's a bracket. Voila! Playoff bracket. As we see from a simmed season, playoff bracket right then and there. I mean, I do think this is cool and all. And what we did notice as well is you can't select anything until the games have been played. Like, let me go ahead and simulate the Super Bowl. And once the games have been played, you can, from that screen, click on each and every matchup, and it brings up the box score, which I do think is really neat. That's an interesting one. Baltimore Ravens, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was almost a Patriots versus Buccaneers matchup. But as we see, we can go ahead and click on the box score from the AFC Championship game. Ravens win 38-24. Super freaking funky. But like I mentioned, you can click on any matchup from the NFL playoffs from the bracket mode and look at the box score and see what happened in each and every matchup. Next thing that is pretty neat is what happens once you get past the Super Bowl. And this is something that I didn't go over yesterday. And that is, once you do get past the Super Bowl, another tab should pop up at the top of the Things to Do tab. View 2020 retirement. Instead of you just being confused like why some players just randomly disappeared, you can simply at the click of a button see what players did retire from your team. So actually from here you can see every single player that did retire. So Drew Brees has retired, Emmanuel Sanders has retired. So for my Tennessee Titans, Phillip Rivers retired, but for my Titans who retired here, we didn't have anybody retire. Let's freaking go. Buccaneers, let's see if Tom Brady retired. No, he didn't. I do wish they had something to where you could sort by positions, like I could just see what quarterbacks retired if I wanted to, but it is neat that you see coaches like Andy Reid retired, Phillip Rivers retired, Deshaun Jackson, Jason Peters, Adam Vinatieri. Now next is something that they didn't even highlight in their franchise update article, but one thing that they did do, which is very minute, but it is helpful for offline franchise, if you go into the free agency tab, when obviously you can sign free agents, what you'll notice is that there's no longer a point system when it comes to bidding for free agents. And the reason they did this is they don't want there to be like sniping when you're in an online franchise. And so like you just offer 1 point higher than the next bidder. So like if you and your friend are trying to get Marcus Williams, you see your buddy has 99 points, but you want to get Marcus Williams, so you give him 100. So at least that kind of takes it out, but like it still kind of defeats the purpose that there's a little like bar that shows you, because I guess you can still obviously tell who has more more points, but I guess that's a little helpful. Now, next thing that I did want to go over that kind of was swept underneath the rug, and this is helpful for online franchises, is if you go into league settings and if you are the commissioner, what you can do, go all the way down and you should have a dev trait management system. So basically here, you can kind of determine how many players have Superstar X Factor, how many are just Superstars, and how many are just regular star development. Now, if you want to, you could go ahead and make this as many as you want to. You think the X Factors can go all the way up to 75, you can have up to 100 Superstar players, and the regular star players can have up to 500. So if you want to, you can literally have 75 X Factors, 100 Superstars, and 500 just regular star players. But also, you can bring it down all the way to 25, so it just really gives you flexibility on how many players you want to have X Factor, Superstar, and Star in your franchise. And if you bring it down to 25, the regression system will kind of take that into account, and the players are kind of on the fringe of having X Factors, and if you have it all the way down to 25, they'll regress them down to Superstar, and it'll kind of create a domino effect. So once again, I like this because it just gives you a little bit more control over your franchise. This should be really fun for experiments for me to set this as high as it possibly can go to see how it would freaking be in the NFL if 75 players had X Factor abilities. And also, you've got development trait regression. When the setting is on, players will have their dev trait evaluated for regression every offseason. If the setting is off, players will always keep their highest earned dev trait. So if you turn this off, if a player at the age of 20 gets Superstar X Factor, by the time they retire when they're 45 years old, they'll still have a Superstar X Factor. So once a player gets their highest dev trait possible throughout their career, they never can be regressed. So if you turn this setting off, this pretty much just throws all this out the window because there's not going to be really a limit. It just all comes down to what the highest overall dev trait that player gets throughout his career, because it'll never go backwards. It can only get better. So obviously I think it's more realistic if you have it on, because I think it just makes more sense. Like if a player gets Superstar X Factor at 25 and by the time he's 38 he just doesn't play as good as he used to, I think that is when, you know, they should have their dev trait regressed. So I think it's better to have this on, but at least it gives you the option, and that's what we want, just as much customization as possible. And also the breakout scenarios, when this setting is on, the user will see breakout player scenarios that can improve a player's dev trait. When off, breakout scenarios will be disabled for all users in the league. I like this because it kind of is like the little things you get at the Things to Do tab each and every week, or not each and every week, but every time the player has an opportunity to get a better dev trait. So like one week, for example, if I'm the Titans, you might see AJ Brown has a breakout scenario. If he catches 2 touchdowns, he'll now be a Superstar X Factor, just for example. It just adds another cool aspect and dimension to play a game and for you to try to put the ball in a player's hands or do whatever it takes to get that player a good game to achieve that breakout scenario so he can get the next best highest dev trait. And on top of everything, they did add some new breakout scenarios. So you saw the setting to possibly turn that off if you want to, but if you have it on, they did add some new possible scenarios throughout the season, so you won't see these same exact freaking scenarios each and every time. And quickly, the things that will be coming next in the next Madden 21 franchise update, which as it says is targeted to arrive in mid-January. Personnel logic improvement, new guidelines for CPU draft logic to assist teams and whether they should or should not have interest in drafting a first round QB. So I like this. A commissioner control, which I love this, helps in online franchises to undo free agent signings. So if you have a rule in your franchise where you can't sign free agents, you can undo every free agent signing, or if in your franchise you don't want something to happen, you can literally just undo that. So more customization for you as a franchise commissioner. Next, team override settings. So give commissioners of the league the ability to turn off or on, or allow users to keep individual settings for heat seeker, tackling, ball hawk, and switch assist, one of our top requested commissioner requests. This creates a way to level the playing field regarding assist features. I like this as well, more customization. Commissioner draft tools, giving commissioners the ability to assign autopilot during the draft, along with pause/resume functionality. This too, like I can't even tell you in franchises, like if you're in an online franchise, if somebody leaves during the draft, like you don't know if they've left or not. So that sucks. So now you'll be able to put those members on autopilot so you don't have to sit there and waste freaking time. And then this is cool as well. I love this. Play cooldown and repeat play limits. So they did this in MUT and Superstar KO last year for house rules and stuff, to where you added this feature to where you can only call a play so many times. And you don't have to have this on, but if you're in a franchise mode with some friends and you don't want to have them calling the same exact play every single time, you can turn this on and they'll either have to wait a certain amount of time to call the same play over again, or have a certain amount of times they can call that play in an entire game. So I love this. Like, it's nothing like groundbreaking, but it's an improvement, and anything we get in Madden freaking franchise is a goddamn improvement at this point in time.